Hi, this is a quick 3-minute video on this.
Okay, so this is a walkthrough in the main ways in which we can find out the area of a triangle. Now, with this particular first question, the most common way would be to use a half base times height, and that's a formula that is fairly well known. You could also write it, and it's perfectly fine to write it as base multiplied by height and then as a fraction all divided by 2. It means exactly the same thing. I tend to prefer the first one, so therefore I'm just going to use a half multiplied by the base, which is 8, and then the important thing here is the height is 10, but it is the perpendicular height. So with this type of formula you need to know the perpendicular height of the triangle. So 8 times 10 equals 80 multiplied by half. That's going to give you an area of 40 centimeters squared. Now, it doesn't always have to be a right angle triangle, it can be something like this, but because we know the perpendicular height as well, we can just simply write a half base times height, and then I'm going to put in my numbers, which is going to be 16 as the base multiplied by a height of 22, and that will give me a total of 176 centimeters squared, and that's perfectly fine. However, if we don't know the perpendicular height, but what we do know is the two sides of a triangle and their inclusive angles. So in this particular case, I know 8 and I know 6. I also know the inclusive angle of 40 degrees. We can use another type of formula, which is a half AB sine C, where what we say is that this 8-meter length, in this case I'm going to designate as A, the 6-meter length I'm going to designate as B, and then the inclusive angle I'm going to say is C. So if we then use a scientific calculator and we work out a half multiplied by 8 multiplied by 6 multiplied by the sine of 40 degrees, that will give us, in this particular case, the area of this triangle, which is 15.43 meters squared, and that's correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, so hopefully that's okay for you. Just one more example. It doesn't really matter if in this particular case it's an obtuse angle. I'm still going to use exactly the same idea. I'm going to say, well, it's a half AB sine C. In this particular case, I'm going to say 14 is A, B is 12, and then the inclusive angle is 110. So it's going to be multiplied by a half times 14 times 12 times the sine of 110 degrees. Put that into your calculator and you should get 78.93 centimeters squared, and that's again correct to 2 decimal places.
Okay, so I hope the video was useful. Please do add a comment below if you're not sure about anything. I'll always come back to you. Subscribe to the channel. I'll look forward to seeing you inside the next video.